Welcome everybody to another episode of At Home with the Willises. I'm Nicci Willis.
I'm Jameen.
Hey, honey.
How you doing?
I'm good. All right. So today's topic is, will AI replace us all? Ooh, a good AI topic. I'm liking this. Mm-hmm. All right. You're at home with the Willises. Okay, so before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We are really ramping up. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. I think it's going to happen this week.
And hit the notifications.
Yes, hit that button right there. Mm-hmm. Hit the little bell so that you're notified every time we upload new content. And like I said last week, babe, you're rocking out the content. I like it.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost famous. That's a new thing. That's what put the hashtag almost.
Hashtag famous. Almost famous. Yes, you are. But yeah, you're doing a really good job. So make sure you check out all of Jay's process of renovation videos. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Also, we want to remind everybody this month is Black History Month. So happy Black History Month to all our peeps. Woo woo. Happy Black History Month to Black Henderson. Woo woo.
I am a revolutionary.
It's one of my favorite movies. To say? Okay. Well, anyway, happy Black History Month, everybody. All right, let's get into this topic.
All right.
Will AI replace us all?
Maybe.
Is it? Well, it's so funny because we somehow, when we always squirrel. I think every week we always squirrel. But we were talking about the sphere a couple weeks ago, and how my nail tech's friend works at the sphere, and there are humanoids that are employed there.
What do these humanoids do?
So they're meant to interact with people. So it's more like an entertainment type of situation. I don't think they're actually doing anything, but they can comment, they can respond to you. So they're constantly learning about people. Okay. My nail tech's friend, she was wearing a green sweater. And so the humanoid passed her, and then she said, and I don't remember her name, but she said, Sally, what a beautiful green sweater you have on. Mm-hmm. That's insane. And then when they're not working, like when they're off, because they have off hours, they stand up along the wall, and their eyes still follow you. It's creepy. Like when you walk past them.
I have a quick question on the humanoid thing.
Yeah.
So is it not politically correct to call them robots? Like they're not robots anymore?
You know what? That's interesting.
Maybe this is I don't know. I'm talking about. This is why I named it "Will AI replace us?" Why? You got to think about intent.
Yeah.
The major thing with anything, a lot of things, is intent, right?
Sure.
If they don't plan on replacing humans or us, why would they call it a humanoid? Why wouldn't they just call it a robot? Why wouldn't they just call it an AI assistant, AI employee? Why is it called a humanoid? See the whole potential? Why is it called a humanoid? It's not a human.
All I know is if you want to introduce something and you want buy-in, you start it as being something entertaining, because it brings down the defense mechanism. It brings down the walls, and it's easier to implement.
That's true.
Widespread.
That's true, because
if humanoids were introduced and replaced all TSA, that would be like everybody would be freaking out, right? Mm-hmm. If a humanoid was saying, ma'am, can you come this way, please, or telling me that I can't take my moisturizer bottle. But anyway, I think it would be it would be more offensive. But they made it less offensive because they what?
They swabbed my hands when I went to TSA.
They do all kinds.
They took a swab and swabbed my hands, and I was like,
they wanted to make sure it wasn't no powder. They wanted to make sure it wasn't nothing on there.
No, that's true. That's what they do. They use media to desensitize us.
Desensitize, that's the word. Thank you.
I'm showing my age now, and I just recently found out somebody is like same age as me or older, and I'm just flabbergasted. Anyways, remember back in the day, they had RoboCop, Johnny Five. Remember the Pepsi
Terminator?
Terminator, but the Pepsi dude, Max Headroom. So they've been trying to condition us this whole time for AI
conspiracy
humanoids.
theory.
Ain't no conspiracy theory. This is real life. What you mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Because what the Terminator, RoboCop, they all came out like in the late 80s.
Yeah.
So now we are living amongst
RoboCop,
humanoids.
1,
I'm
2,
gonna say,
3,
you
Terminator.
said, is it politically correct? It probably is. So I'm gonna say humanoid, so that so and so, these two ladies that are listening in won't be offended.
And that's you
Please,
already scared.
Yes.
People already scared. So
yes.
This is a real
I'm not
thing.
scared, but
What you mean?
I think I'm going to respect.
I bet you won't say 2 names right now. I bet you won't drop 2 names right now.
I will not say those 2 ladies' names.
Then. That's what I'm
saying. They're listening.
We scared of robots and technology. So I haven't bought into the whole AI thing right now. I don't use ChatGPT. I don't use OpenSky.
You're not telling the truth.
Not to say I won't. What you mean?
I'm sorry, you're not telling the truth.
How am I not telling the truth?
Okay, all right. You said you haven't bought all the way in, right?
Not all the way in.
Because I was going to say, are you an Apple user? And those of us who are apostolics out here, we have bought into AI more than we think. I was thinking about this. We have bought into AI way more than we think. How do you open your phone?
Face
ID. Wait. That's right.
That ain't artificial.
That's
This is
AI.
my face.
That's artificial intelligence.
Artificial is my real face.
That is part of artificial intelligence. And before we were doing that, it was the fingerprint. Apple got all our fingerprints.
No, that's data. Your face, fingerprint, DNA, that's data.
Artificial intelligence.
No, they use that to create artificial intelligence. That's actual biometric
we are
data.
users of these products already. So
I use AI because I did a Facebook ad.
And you don't use
They created
ChatGPT.
something fire. That ad that they created, it was like, oh, y'all making me sound like I'm out here killing the game.
ChatGPT can't make you sound like a pure genius.
No, here's the thing that I like, and here's the thing that concerns me.
Okay.
I was preparing for a class that I'm teaching on Thursday, and I'm talking about the difference between having a service business and a product.
Okay.
And to me, I see why AI is so appealing, because from a business standpoint, it's much more beneficial to have a product versus a service. Because everybody that I can think of, like people that I'm influenced by or people that I look up to, like everybody knows. If you don't know, now you know. I'm a huge Kanye West fan.
Okay.
But Kanye West's music didn't make him a billionaire. The product, Yeezy sneakers, made him a billionaire. I'm heavily influenced by the hip-hop generation. Rihanna, one of the greatest female singers, top selling. Fenty.
Savage Fenty made her a billionaire.
No, the actual skincare and the perfumes and stuff, that's what put her. I mean, she was already almost there. But anyways, pick one. Still product. Dr. Dre, one of the greatest producers of all time. Well, he kind of messed up a little bit because they messed up his deal because somebody leaked it. But Beats by Dre, a product, made him.
What happened to Beats by Dre? Nobody.
They got bought by Apple.
Sold it to somebody.
They sold it to Apple.
Oh.
People still buying it, but they sold it to Apple, and then
that was a huge craze.
So the deal was supposed to be bigger, and somebody went on Twitter. It was somebody like, what's the guy Trey Songz. It was like somebody real lower level. He went on Twitter. No, it was Tyrese. No, that's what it was. Tyrese went on Twitter. He was with Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre basically told him, and he went on Twitter and was like, my man officially a billionaire now. And the people from Beats by Dre and them, the people that brokered the deal, it was like, we told you not to tell nobody. So they took the amount down, which made him not be a billionaire at that particular point. But my point
That would've
is,
made me so
it's
mad.
much
I'd have
better
sued
to
them.
But
have.
can you imagine your
I
homeboy?
would've-
You know,
bruh.
now you're not a
First of all,
billionaire. Like, wait a minute.
You and I are not friends anymore. I can tell you that right now. If
It was
you have
big.
leaked
It's on
something
site
that I
at
have
this
shared
point.
with you.
It was like $200 million difference. What he did because he linked it
$200
too
million
early.
difference.
On site.
I mean, when I tell you,
200 racks.
when I see you. Matter of fact, I better not see you. I better not see you. That's a huge difference. Huge.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So from a business standpoint, and I get it now, and that's even me, like, love you, Jen. I don't imagine what my life would be like without you. But I don't want to have a whole bunch of employees. That's why I don't have a whole bunch of employees. I'd rather have a product than a service. That's why I like flipping houses more than actually working with people, because you got to be nice to people. You have to think about how the day was, attitudes and stuff like that. A product, you don't have to do that.
I'm on thin ice, y'all. I'm on thin ice.
What you mean? No, you're not on thin
You're gonna
ice
get rid of me
because
before you get rid of Jen. 'Cause
you're
I
the
get on your
customer
nerves.
service, bubbly person.
Okay.
I need
The
you
brand
too.
definitely needs Nicci.
Yeah, because you know, when you've been doing something, it's like the grumpy old. I'm not old, but it's like I'm old
You
for
said
being
it.
in real estate. Like, I've been doing this since I was 19. Like, I'm 43. Like, my
You're a little warped.
My wit
You're
is
a
real
little warped.
short.
Yeah, you're a little
But
warped. It's okay.
when you don't have to deal with people, they have a bad day, they had a good day. Are they doing good performance? Are they really working? Versus buy this book.
Well, I'm going to challenge you on that because, you know, if you're going to do that level of business, you're going to need people.
No,
And you're gonna have to be a good
That's what
people
I'm saying.
person.
You won't, because AI, yo humanoid ain't gonna catch a cold.
My humanoid.
Yo humanoid ain't gonna get COVID.
So that,
Yo humanoid ain't gonna get pregnant. They ain't gonna break up with their girlfriend.
you know, I still think we're still gonna need people. But here's the thing. I mean, how long has the Earth been in existence, and how long have we seen different eras and you know, things go out? Case in point, telephone. My kids have never seen a telephone attached to a wall or with a cord on it.
They ain't
right?
seen it on some of them properties that I flipped.
Yeah, we have. But
pink phone.
But
green,
you know,
we had a green.
my
telephone.
father worked for a telephone company that no longer even exists because now it's wireless. Everyone has a cell phone. 5-year-olds have cell phones now.
I still don't understand. I say this.
So
all the time.
what I'm saying is you
How
adjust.
do cell
People
phones
adjust.
work? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and this dude said that aliens provide our Wi-Fi and our cell phones in exchange for gold, like something real far out. Now, I'm not that far
No,
out, but
why
I don't
would you bring
understand.
that up?
I don't
even
understand
know how to
how
respond
cell phones work
to that.
still to this day. Like, how can I?
There's a whole lot of satellites out there that the Earth is surrounded by satellites. So,
So
hey,
here
as
we
long
are
as
in
it
Black
works.
History Month. I'm pretty sure that the woman that invented that technology is black.
She is.
Let me find her
yes,
name.
The
She
cell phone.
is. Yeah.
No, but now it's like, okay,
The Wi-Fi
this
was it Wi-Fi technology that? Yeah.
So
yeah.
we're gonna
I'ma
talk
find her
about
name.
it. We're
Okay.
gonna talk about it in a minute.
All right.
But I see the benefits of it because now
You don't like people, so you would.
No.
you would take
I
humanoid
don't
as a-
like people to a certain extent, but I like to create. So I value if you invented something, if you created something, and I want the real experience. Like, I don't want fake flowers. I want real flowers. So I don't want anything artificial. So that's why I'm kind of like anti-AI, because it's artificial. Just give me intelligence, not artificial intelligence.
Okay.
And I like small business. So it's like AI is like a machine version of, I hate not to say like they're the enemy because I use them, but like Amazon, like it's killing jobs.
I don't think so.
Is okay. So we talk about so it says
I think. Listen, if you're going to be entrepreneurial, just listen up. If you're going to be entrepreneurial, you got to get down or lay down. You have to see. You have
Beanie
to
Siegel,
finger on
gangster.
the pulse, ladies and gentlemen. There, as AI and as technology continues to progress, there will be new jobs. There will be new opportunities for you to create a business that solves a problem. Anytime that there is a change in how we do life, Yes, there are things that become obsolete, but yes, there are new things and new opportunities that become open. Take the airline industry, for instance. The airline industry is barely 100 years old when the Wright brothers were out there like flying an airplane off a cliff. So it's barely 100 years old. Before airlines, they were trains. And of course, you drove a car and whatnot.
Boats.
There were boats, right. So think about the airline industry and how they had to, and how it made certain ways of transportation, like, traveling, by buggy, right? Horse and buggy. That is now obsolete. But all the jobs and opportunities for small businesses to solve problems came about out of the airline industry. So again, I don't think it's taking jobs. I think you have to be creative in understanding how else can I solve a problem.
You know what the safest thing for you to do? Be a plumber. I thought about this. That's the safest thing you can do.
Well,
I don't see AI replacing no plumbing.
There you go.
AI don't want to deal with literal. The best thing for the everybody poops. Plumber.
I mean,
or a hairdresser.
Everybody
but
poops.
that's service though. How much money you gonna
born
make?
And everybody dies. So there are industries that aren't going anywhere, but because of technology, technology changes the way that we do business and changes the way that we do life.
Right.
So if you're entrepreneurial, you just have to constantly be thinking about what are the problems out there and how can I solve that problem.
It's cool till your job is threatened. You don't need a physical
I'm in
person.
real estate.
You don't need
threatened.
You don't need a person to open that door. Somebody hop into a driverless electronic car to go look at a property. It's gonna be a drone flying and take the pictures of the property.
Yeah. So what are we doing? We are thinking about what other ways. I'm not going to become a plumber. That's for sure. But thinking of other ways of how we can solve problems within the same industry. Because guess what? People still need to live somewhere.
That's true.
So you either get down or you lay down.
That's true.
That's it. So anyway, go ahead, Jen. You had something to say?
No, I'm just thinking of the ways that different industries are moving. So I lost it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, so different industries. So I just said transportation and like just the airline industry as a whole. Airlines didn't even exist 100 years ago. Or
but
just
they still got a pilot up in there. And I've been reading, they
actually
don't do that much.
Yeah, from what I understand, of course I haven't got my pilot's license yet. Still to come. I will be getting my pilot's license. But a lot of the landing portion and the takeoff portion is AI. It's autopilot.
All right, let's talk about different industries.
Okay.
So now this is home cyber security advancements. AI is set to transform cyber security so that you can prevent from cyber attacks. So we had MGM got hit with a cyber attack.
Yeah, they did.
They shut down. You couldn't park. They couldn't pay people. The slot machines.
They were going in the wrong. People were going in the wrong.
People couldn't get in their rooms.
It was pretty bad. It was.
But see, that's the problem I have with technology. It's like when we rely on it too much, then it becomes like a problem. Like electricity. Like if we had no electricity, we would all be just messed up. Right? So I like the key. I like the thing when you could use your phone as the room key and things like that. But, okay, this is cool to prevent cybersecurity because MGM got hit, Caesars got hit, two big title companies got hit. And I was reading something last week. They said that Chase Bank gets 87 cybersecurity threats. It was like per day or per week. Like they try to hack banks and stuff like that. So
there is a boom there in cybersecurity. There are now degrees that you can get in cybersecurity that didn't exist 100 years ago. Yeah.
I personally know somebody that works in cybersecurity.
Yes.
in the next 10 years, he won't have a job. Not in cybersecurity, because in the next 10 years, they supposed to have this predictive analytics that's going to do, to get rid of that. And look at what we use. It's like online banking. Like,
yeah, you're still going to have humans to do some of this. Like, it's not, it
less
can't
people.
be.
It's going to be, okay, if it's 10 employees now, they're only going to need one, because AI is doing 80% of it. So now they only need 2 people instead of 10 people.
But as much as we depend on the technology depends on us. Like, it can't create itself. Right. It can't think. It's pulling information from what we've already fed into the thing. Yeah. So we're going to need to keep feeding it.
Go ahead.
Nope. Jay. Here's the thing. What we don't realize is the whole reason why AI exists is they've been collecting our thoughts for so many years. They don't need your thoughts no more.
They are teaching the AI.
Elon Musk got a thing that he puts a little circle thing in your head.
Yeah.
That taps into your brain.
To read their brain waves.
Yeah. And now the good thing is it's supposed to cure things like blind people, people that can't hear, people that have mental things and things like that.
I've heard it for the people that can't hear, but I didn't.
But also, we don't realize is it's so smart.
It's almost too
it's
smart.
It's like, what's the thing, Frankenstein, or what's the little thing where it like has a mind of its own? Is it Frankenstein?
I don't know. I don't think it's Frankenstein.
Yeah, they created Frankenstein, then it jumps off of the thing, and you like, oh no, I didn't want you to do this, Frankenstein. So sure. AI has the potential to be so smart where it could take over systems and do its own thing. Like what you've been watching in the movie, it actually can happen. And I was like, oh, whatever, BS. Until I heard my boy Elon. So Elon Musk created a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
And what's he saying about it? Because he's neck deep into all this.
So I pulled this up. So this is back in 2012.
Okay.
So at a conference in 2012, Elon Musk met this guy, Demi, I can't even pronounce his last name. This guy was a video game designer and an artificial intelligence researcher. He co-founded a company called DeepMind that sought to design computers that could learn how to think like humans. Elon and this guy hit it off right away. He went to go visit Elon at his rocket factory. Elon explained that his reason for building rockets that could go to Mars so there might be a way to preserve human consciousness in the event of a world war. This is one of the, you think he's like one of the, he's one of the smartest people in the world. Today he might not be, tomorrow he may be the richest person in the world. So if the dude who is creating this stuff, and he said in the hands of the wrong person, like you created something and you didn't know, you put it in a position it wasn't supposed to be. Yeah, it could cause civilization collapse. So Elon invested he invested $5 million in DeepMind after that conversation to monitor what it was doing. So according to Elon, now this is another thing. A lot of times these billionaires, they go back and forth and they be having like these competitive things. But according to Elon, Google's Larry Page is like potentially using AI in the wrong way. And that's why he's concerned that they're creating it in a way that can actually take over and do things that it wasn't intended to do because you put it in the wrong position.
Right.
So it has the potential, if you put it in the wrong position, to actually take over. Like we talking about, oh no, it's not going to take over jobs. Elon Musk is concerned about taking over the entire Earth. Yeah. So it does have the potential to wipe out a whole bunch of jobs drastically. Okay, so this is just research. Just research over the next 10 years. Yes. Doctors plan to use AI and are already using AI.
You can scan a person's body now and see what's going on without having to use invasive, like X-ray, all the harmful rays that what has been used previously. Now you don't have to use those. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So over the next 10 years, AI-driven predictive analytics, they're supposed to analyze patient data such as genetic information, medical history, lifestyle to treat patient-specific needs.
Yeah, and that's huge because I mean, if you think doctors practice medicine, right? And kudos to every doctor and nurse out there, but they practice medicine. Can you imagine the level of accuracy? Come on, y'all. I can't talk at all. All right. The level of accuracy that can increase with AI technology. We still struggle as African Americans in healthcare spaces because due to practicing medicine, they're still going by old wives' tales that Black people have, a higher level of pain tolerance. Mm-hmm. Well, if you scan my body and you can see, or scan my brain waves and can see an accurate depiction of the pain that I'm going through, well, then now I can possibly be diagnosed faster, better, more accurately. I mean, that's huge.
Pros and cons.
In the wrong hands, yes.
I know a whole lot of STNAs, and it sounds like this AI is about to get rid of. When you go see the person,
you still need a human touch.
They take your blood. You're gonna have an AI person, so no more STNAs with the scrubs. I know a whole lot of people.
Do you remember the study that went out? It was they did it with monkeys first, and they actually did use like actual babies. But the study that I saw, it was they looked at 10 monkeys, baby monkeys, mm-hmm. and one set of monkeys were nurtured and coddled and had a specific amount of time with human interaction or human touch. Mm-hmm. Well, the other set of monkeys had no human interaction whatsoever. They gave them, when it was time to feed them, they would just put the bowl out there, like, using a metal arm or something like that to feed the baby. So no human action whatsoever. Do you not know those monkeys, as they grew up, the ones with the human interaction were very normal. They actually had sympathy and empathetic behaviors and thought processes. The other ones with no human touch suffered from schizophrenia and all kinds of different mental health problems. So I mean, it does have the potential to go there, mm-hmm. but there are actual studies that lack of human interaction. I mean, we saw what happened during COVID, where people were just at home and alone by themselves, and they were suffering from mental illness. There has to be some kind of cap or regulation here when it comes to AI. They have to catch it.
I hope that's true. But what I'm telling you is the whole purpose of AI is like everybody gets, I don't want a robot. Some people get human have too much error. So what they're doing, they're creating a humanoid mm-hmm. to where the monkey can't tell that's not a real person because it has silicone or real skin on. It makes the same, sounds the same, looks the same.
We are very close to the Jetsons right now. We are really close to the Jetsons.
Yeah, why we ain't got the flying cars though?
Almost. We got self-automated. What is it? Self-driving cars. That's pretty close. We have self-driving, or at least they can land and they can take off. Autopilot planes. And that's in less than 100 years. So
I'm
it's
keeping
happening.
my gas car too.
Meet George
my gas car too.
Did you guys see about the electric cars in the cold? And
they
weren't charging, and those people were out of luck.
That's what you said. You keeping your gas. Yeah, at least one of the cars
got to have backup. Just like a generator, you got to have a backup. Yeah. But also, that movie we watched,
that is a problem to solve. Ding, 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 ding. All those cars that were sitting there at the
electric station.
It was the Tesla stations. Right. They were all just piled up over there because they couldn't move. That is a wonderful problem to solve if you live in those cold areas. Wink, wink. Just saying. Okay.
So
give us a call. We'll come and bring a battery charger.
It's going to replace a lot of jobs. I feel like if Elon is concerned, I'm a little bit concerned too, Because
okay, Mr. Doomsday Prepper.
Jen's favorite place. You can't. Don't nobody take your order at Taco Bell no more. Now you gonna tell me that AI can't replace?
First of all,
a whole bunch of jobs. They done replaced.
That's not her favorite place.
They done replaced Bertha at Taco Bell. You think they ain't gonna replace you showing a house or somebody at Ticketmaster, STNAs? All right, cool.
Have you guys seen the Lorax?
Yes, I think about the Lorax all the time.
Is Elon Musk like Aloysius O'Hare or like what?
The guy selling the air.
Yeah, like
I know. Because here's the thing, and thank you for bringing Elon's concern, okay, to the table, but he's also the one that is investing heavily into these things. Same with Bill Gates.
But if the
like he's creating the problem that he makes money solving.
Agricultural, land.
No, but if the person that has created it is concerned, that's different. That's like Bill Gates. Now, that's somebody. I'm sorry, I'll go on record. This dude created the Microsoft Windows, and now he's buying up land and all. That's just super red flag. I don't know about that.
All I'm saying is it's watch where the money goes, ladies and gents.
Education, healthcare, virtual assistants.
Yeah, but I tell you one thing.
Climate crisis.
With education, imagine, because in the article it said something about education being created as a personalized experience. Mm-hmm. We all know, especially with public school systems, this mass teaching with, classrooms being as big as 40 students.
Yeah.
This mass teaching of information, we all know every child learns differently. So having AI to maybe based on how you take tests and, a certain number of metrics, personalizing your learning experience and putting you in a class where you can shine, because maybe you are, of course, maybe you're more social, or maybe you are more of a visual learner. Mm-hmm. Then that AI can say, okay, this person let's start this child in this class to see if they can learn. That's the Montessori way, right? Montessori schools still run by humans as far as I know. Montessori schools, that is what they do. They see how a child learns and they put them in an environment so that they can learn the way that they learn. And thus, they take off on the charts because of their personalized learning experience. So AI could help drastically, especially in public education, giving these children a more personalized learning experience.
I'm not saying that it's all bad, throw it away. But what I'm saying is pros and cons with everything. But when you rely too heavily on technology, I feel like it can be a bad thing. Sure. The best example I can give you is you got a problem, right? Mm-hmm. You call and you don't want to talk to what you say? Representative. You still want a representative. You still want to talk to a person. So I value, and I'm really willing to pay for real versus artificial. I'm not saying don't use it at all, but it has the ability to get us out of whack and out of balance. Now, this has helped me tremendously, but also it's also a crutch. I don't go nowhere without punching in something in my GPS. Can't get there.
If it's 5 minutes away.
Don't know. Cool. Don't have a sense of direction.
We've been there 10 times.
Cool.
He's gonna put it in.
I'm with that, but I don't know people's phone number. No, I used to know everybody's number.
That is true
by heart, and I could remember numbers. Now I can't remember a number to save nothing. When I dropped my phone, I was like, oh, I got it. If I couldn't import my contact,
your day was ruined.
Oh yeah, man. I was talking about without my phone for 24 hours.
I
couldn't check my bank balance. Couldn't check my credit card balance. I couldn't get on the GPS.
Not a happy camper.
Like, we rely on technology way too much. So now you're trying to take things that in the past was only done or by a human and throwing that in there even more. Mm-hmm. So if you take away that human experience, that human touch, it's just I don't know about it, because they already had problems with ChatGPT where they had to go in and do all this stuff.
Yeah, it was giving out false information.
Yeah, and if you do an automated thing, if you trip them up, they like, I ain't got no answer for that. Representative, that's what you have to do, and they gonna be like, let me get you this representative. So it does have the ability to take over. Like, you for real could be in a self-driving car, and they be like, nah, you ain't going to the stadium because you going over here.
So now I'm getting kidnapped.
Yeah, the AI can really kidnap you.
It's true.
So
I'm just going to have a nice little conversation with the two ladies that we know are listening in this house and see if they can't get me back to where I'm supposed to be. All I'm saying is, there are more pros, I believe, than there are cons, but there needs to be some checks and balances here. And hey, because I'm always looking out for the entrepreneurs. There are a lot of problems being created because we're in this huge AI boom here. So just keep your eyes and ears to the ground. Keep your ears to the ground, I should say. Keep your eyes open and see if there are some problems that you can solve out there in all industries. So that's what I'll say. Speaking of industries, transportation, the Bright Line project is set to start going, guys.
Tell the people what is it.
Okay, so the Bright Line West High Speed Rail Project, that is a mouthful. But in December 2023, in partnership with Bright Line West, that is the rail company, they've been given or awarded $3 billion by the Federal Department of Transportation towards its planned $12 billion Las Vegas to LA high-speed rail system. So this rail system basically is going to take you from Las Vegas to the LA area in 2 hours and 10 minutes instead of what usually takes us, depending on traffic, 3.5.
There you go, Jen. You can go home in 2 hours.
They've been talking about this for 20 years.
Well, it's finally in motion.
When I actually see the thing, then I'll believe it. Because at this point,
you are an LA. You grew up in Gardena, so in Gardena. See, that's what I get for being from the Midwest. Sorry, everybody from Gardena. We don't pronounce it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
We shorten
We're
it
terrible.
or put an S on it.
We're sorry about that. Midwesterners. But you being from Gardena, like, are you excited about it though? I mean, I know y'all been waiting on it for a long time, but is this exciting?
Well, at this point, like, because we've been doing this they've been talking about it for 20 years. Yeah. I don't really believe it, but.
But now they got the money.
Yeah.
They got $3 billion. But
the Fountain Blue opened. So maybe dreams come true.
Dreams do come true in 2024. But the project is supposed to be starting. They're supposed to be doing a groundbreaking very soon, early 2024. So we'll see what happens. It's supposed to open by in time for the LA Summer Olympics in 2028. So that would be cool. Because some people could stay in Las Vegas. See, now I'm thinking some people could stay in Las Vegas, and it's just a 2 hour plus, ride.
And depending on where you live in LA, that's your regular commute anyway.
Exactly.
I'm 50-50 on this because we already have Sergeant. We already got so many people coming from California migrating to Vegas. Now I came from somewhere else too. So
please come.
Like, what's different about
it's going to be more heavily populated, but it's going to solve so you think we got a problem of a mass migration of Californian people now?
I don't think we have a problem. I think, come on. Traffic, because we still have stuff like that. Yes. And we do need to pick up the pace when it comes to, adjusting our roadways to accommodate. But, y'all come because we're bringing jobs. We already know we can talk.
Taking away
see, here we go. But we're already talking about the film industry. Moving a lot of its resources, studios out here to Las Vegas. And we still have a whole lot of land that is untapped, untouched, that the government is still just holding on to. So this could be a huge, huge change for Las Vegas. We know it's the entertainment capital of the world, but
sports capital.
And now, now we're getting this huge sports presence, and then being able to jump on a high-speed train and be back and forth to LA. We could get all kinds of millionaires and billionaires that, move out here, and it's a quick commute, just like how people commute over on the East Coast. Quick commute.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This seems like how I was reading about how like Biden would catch the train to work when he was the president all the time. I like it because I really like Cali. Like I've never had a bad experience. I didn't really like Long Beach that much, but it was dark. I actually liked it. Cold and rainy. It smelled like fish. I love Long Beach. Well, I mean, you're right on the water the whole time. It was a bay. I like Cali, so if I can hop on the train and be in Cali in 2 hours, that's pretty dope for me. I
said that you didn't like the ocean because it smelled like fish.
Yes, that is
right there in Long Beach. I wasn't like
where the ocean is.
I wasn't like on the shore, but it like
that is what you said.
In the hotel, I felt like I was like on the beach. Like
we, in fact, were.
Like people pay a lot of money for that.
I felt like I was in SpongeBob Bikini Bottom or something like that. Anyways, I like it. Long story short, I like Cali. So if I could get somewhere sooner to Cali, I would go visit. And
the last time we went, it took us how long to get there?
That's because you weren't ready to go.
What? Okay, wait a minute. I was ready to go when everybody else was ready to go. What do you mean?
We go right in the middle of when we're not supposed to go during peak traffic hours.
I had to finish my hair.
We never pack.
I had to finish my hair. What else do you want me to do?
Yeah, basically.
So there have been times going to California or even back to Vegas after a holiday. After Thanksgiving once, it took me 7 hours to get from LA to Vegas.
We were in traffic.
So almost double the time.
2 miles. It was just 2 miles.
I don't think it takes 4 hours to get to
it takes
LA.
3.5 hours.
I think it takes 2 hours because half of it is traffic. Like if it wasn't traffic.
It legitimately takes 3.5 hours with no traffic. It legitimately takes.
So when I went
2 hours and 10 minutes, baby.
Yeah.
I'm talking y'all brunch. Let's go.
And you can sit down and read a book while they're going. You don't have to focus.
Look at the
drive.
mountains and look at the beautiful, scenery.
So it's the West Coast there. It's the West Coast train.
Yeah.
Subway. What the train? It's
a high speed train. As a matter of fact, this will be. And that's why this is also so huge because it's a high speed train. This will be the fastest train, obviously, in the nation. And the terminals are going to be like almost like airport terminals. So there will be opportunities, ding, 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 entrepreneurs, small business owners to be in those terminals. So I think that's huge and important as well. Jobs. So obviously
we
to build
the AI won't take away all the jobs because this is supposed to bring
they partnered with the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Department of Labor. So they're this is the Biden administration. They're really trying to make sure they put jobs in local hands. So people from Las Vegas, people from L.A., and everybody in between. There's supposed to be over 11,000 direct and indirect jobs that they're creating. So we'll see.
Are they long term or are they like little?
They're saying
seasonal joints.
Project based is considered long term because it's 4 years. So project in terms of project based is considered long term. But I would like to see if people are getting jobs, what their next steps could be. Like, are we going to somewhere else to build another high speed? Yeah. Like, what can we do after that? Because that's going to be important.
You know what I think is dope?
Yeah.
I had a friend that I went to high school with. His mom, her whole job was to open up Longhorn steakhouse restaurants. Mm-hmm. So they eventually moved to Atlanta, but they lived in Cincinnati. But all she would do is travel all over the country, and she would get a Longhorn steakhouse up and running, opening as they open new ones. Yeah. And then she would go to another city. Like, that was her job. All she did was open up Longhorn steakhouse.
Who do I know she was in real estate now, but that's all she did was travel and open up 5-star restaurants. That was a very high. That's
if you don't have kids.
Well, she told me it was a highly stressful job.
Oh yeah.
So, and then when COVID hit, she got out of the game. But
I think that would be a good job for you. You like to do something, then move on.
That's true. I am a project-based person. Thank you very much. What is that?
You complete a project and then you move on.
I mean, you made it sound negative. That's how God made me.
That's like a corporate executive.
I'm a project-based person.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could, and then that's true. Once it's launched, once it's done, I'm moving on to the next thing. Yeah, that's true. But I like to say that I'm a project-based person.
Brightline. Looking forward to Brightline.
Let's see. Anything else? Oh, we got to hit this before we're done. Airbnb owners. Okay, this is local. This happened in Las Vegas. But tell me if you're watching this in another city, state, if this is happening in your city. I know New York City is cracking down. I know Atlanta is cracking down. They are serious. But this one in particular, this Airbnb owner was running their short-term rental illegally for a year. Particularly, it was online and being marketed for 360 days. And so because of that, the fine for running an illegal short-term rental, I can't keep calling it Airbnb, an illegal short-term rental is $500 a day. Do you not know they got fined for $180,000?
American dollars?
American US dollars. I guarantee you they did not even make that much money on the short-term rental. Was it worth it? No. Like, that's insane. They're really starting to crack down on. And what happened was, as they were renting out this home, homeowners were beginning to complain because of the tenants that they were having. One person was just complaining, hey, I keep seeing different people come in and out of this home. They also had some noise ordinances that they had, broken and things like that. So the fines came after they told the lady to take it down, or they told the homeowner to take it down, and she claims to have taken it down, but for an additional 360 days, it was being advertised. And so they hit her with the $180,000 in penalties.
You know what I found out? And this is messed up. A lot of the illegal Airbnb are in the hood. So it's kind of messed up because they like, oh, we gonna put them in the hood
because they think nobody cares.
They gonna complain instead of getting but the Karen and the HOA. So they put them in the hood and people don't care. And a lot of people, they do Airbnbs and they put them in the hood, but also they not like super hosts. They don't even put like beds and some of them. Like, you gotta bring a sleeping bag and because of a shortage. Yeah, like you come.
I'm gonna look for the verified superhost that has a nice curated experience for me.
But they got new stuff like there's a company called Pad Split, and it's kind of like, it's not Airbnb, it's not like a Furnish Finder. You know how we got the traveling nurses. It's called Pad Split, and so they Pad Split, they'll give you like a representative, just like the property manager. So like if something breaks down, you have to fix it. But other than that, this Pad Split representative manages it. But basically, they turn every room to a bedroom. So like living room, bedroom, family room, bedroom. So all it is like they turn every available room into a bedroom. So it ain't no living room, ain't no family room, no common area. They turn it all into just like put as many beds as possible in there. So it's not just Airbnb.
Like a hostel. It kind of turns itself into a hostel.
Yeah, so it's like no common areas. Of course, you can't have no bedrooms in the kitchen and stuff like that. So you got the common areas, bathroom, kitchen, but any
dining
living
room,
dining room, bedroom. They put beds in there.
Okay.
So they can
is it for short term?
Yeah. Okay. So they can maximize the rentals in there.
I'm
but
sure
they're cracking down on these Airbnbs. Now I thought that. It was heavily frowned upon, but like when they couldn't control it, when the real estate market tanked, because that was like the beginning of it. I was doing Airbnb before it was Airbnb. I was calling it a rooming house.
That was what the SharePad does.
Yeah,
we were doing back in Cincinnati.
Yep.
And it works because some people don't need a full house. Well, we weren't out in there turning, living rooms into bedrooms.
Yeah, but our thing was like just like college students. We just had college students. They rent a room. They pay $100 per week.
That's great for.
They have the common area. You share the kitchen. You share the bathroom. Mm-hmm. But when the real estate market went down, it created that. A lot of people don't understand. Like, oh, how did Airbnb blow up? Man, you couldn't sell these places for nothing. And you got mortgages and stuff. Absolutely. It's like, yeah, put 4 people in there and that equals the mortgage. Let's do that. And that's what really allowed Airbnb to really explode.
Yeah.
But the resorts and the casinos, they were like, no, get this mess out of here. We not.
That's
but they
direct competition.
They couldn't control it. And because that single family house was like, you're not in our sector. You can't tell me that I can't rent my place out. I'm struggling to pay my mortgage. You're a resort. I'm an individual. I need to pay my mortgage.
Yeah. So the boom came out of the need for people to, want to pay their mortgage, not want to be behind. But also investors came in and said, hey, we can make a good chunk of change out of here. And so that combination of both things has created a bit of a
So this is
interesting.
This dynamic. Is big because they've been cracking down on short-term rentals for past couple years. Last year and this year, really last year was a lot. So in Las Vegas, this big of a fine is like, dang.
Yeah, that's a big fine.
So that's a big fine.
We'll keep our eye on it.
But they put them on the news, like it was like
$180,000.
It was like we got Keefe D. Like,
I'm
it was like
I'm quick to run. $180,000 if at 365, and let's say you have a 80% occupancy. That's 292 days, and let's say that you're renting your home for per day at $500. Yeah, $500 a day. Mm-hmm. That's $146,000. So you are in the hole, ladies and gentlemen, by $34,000 just by running an illegal Airbnb here. Ooh. Yikes! All right,
we'll see.
Well, we're talking about Airbnbs, but I have a real estate minute of the day.
What's the real estate minute of the day?
Well, I have 4 things that can ruin a transaction. Now, let's say that you are a home buyer, a potential home buyer. We have looked and we have found the home for you, the ideal home for you. Well, there are actually 4 ways that you can ruin your transaction and not close on your home. So, number 1, not communicating with your realtor or your loan officer. Now, the transaction, once you go under contract, it lasts between 30 to sometimes 45 days. And we talked about this a couple weeks back, you being the most important part of your team need to make sure that you are checking your emails, that you are answering the phone calls, and that you are communicating with your loan officer and your real estate agent, and also with the title company, because there are documents and things that need to be turned in on time. So that's number 1. Number 2, and this is a big one, doing something that impacts your credit score while you are under contract and while you are in escrow. That is a huge no-no. So something that may impact your credit score, buying a new car, opening up a credit card, or something that changes your credit usage or your credit utilization. These types of things can impact your credit score. And when they are checking your credit score, trying to get you to close, they need everything to stay the same as when you opened up that transaction. So that's number 2. Number 3, another big one, quitting your job. Do not quit your job in the middle of a transaction or closer to the end of the transaction. We have seen this happen in real life. Someone is super excited about buying their house or their home, and also excited about a change in their job, and they quit their job, and the loan officer or the underwriter is going to call and verify your employment. So you got to still be there. You have to still be working that job. If you don't, and if you quit your job, it will mess up the entire transaction and you won't be able to close on your house. All right, last one, not turning documents in on time. So not only do we want you to communicate with us, we want you to call your loan officer back, answer the emails. Also, when we send you documents to sign, make sure you sign those documents on time. There are a lot of items within the transaction that are time sensitive. If you don't turn those documents on time, it could ruin your transaction. So those are 4 ways that can ruin your transaction. Hopefully now you know, so that we can get you from start to finish, get you to closing, and get you in your home. All right, that's your real estate minute of the day. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. This was a fun topic.
Yeah.
All about AI and all the things. Let us know what you think about AI. Do you think
until the humanoids are in the seats, just doing the
it will still be the Willis team in these seats. That's all I know. But let us know what you think about AI and technology and all the things that are changing. Should we be worried, or maybe should we be thinking about how to change the game for ourselves? I don't know. Put it in the comments below, and we'd love to see what you say, and we'll respond to you. But in the meantime, we'll see you next time.
See you next week.